think this is a really rare bone of a 992 Cup type animal.
We have found a relic on the track.
What year do you guess?
I don't know, they all kind of look the same to me, so it's difficult to tell with Porsche. I don't know how they managed to do it after all these years, 70 years. They all build exactly the same car, time and time again. And then somebody loses a part and, on the straight, no less, because that is actually flat out. So
Since
here we
it's
are.
not been removed, it must be quite valuable. So
Yeah, still got the sticker on it. It's the list price, everything. It's not alive anymore. Track cock.
yeah, it's for all the naughty GT drivers not to drive over the grass. Because a famous Dutch racing driver once said, either drive over it or smoke it.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think neither of the two this weekend.
No, I think we're going to keep clean. The British man told me where a Dutchman stands, the grass doesn't grow anymore. I will be starting tomorrow. I will be starting the race tomorrow.
The third round of the 2026 GT Open season brings CBRX to Misano, Italy. After the disappointing end to the Spa weekend, the team is more motivated than ever to bounce back, score valuable championship points and show its true potential.
When you come to a new track with a championship, it's always a bit of an unknown for everybody because there's a theoretical BOP, let's say, up front to the event. You don't have any data from the past. And so it's always, of course, you never really know where you will be by the time it counts. I think in general the track should suit our car. The twisty sections and, parts where you need good aero and a good front. Yeah, but also in the past we could see that the Ferraris and the Porsche as well seem to get along quite well with this track. So it's going to be very interesting to see who has an advantage or not.
And just like that, it's race time. The first of two races is about to get underway here in Misano, and Dexter Müller will be taking the start for CBRX. Lining up P7 in the Pro-Am category, the mission is clear. Move forward, stay out of trouble, and bring home valuable championship points.
The formation lap now underway, folks. They'll then get themselves ordered and into position, ready for the rolling start.
It's quite a short run up to the start-finish line. When you're further back in the pack, you end up still at kind of the corner. By the time it goes, the light will go green. What you try to do here is stay quite as close as possible to the car in front and hope you make it around the corner so that by the time you're on the straight, the lights go green. I thought I did that relatively well. I couldn't see the lights, but by the time I came around the corner, it just went green. Not the best start, as my manager would have pointed out by now. But coming into the first corner, keeping it a bit tidy. No big drama, but managed to get some places. It looks like at the exit of corner 2, there's already been some contact. I think I've also been part of the contact, but nothing severe from my side. But two competitors immediately ran wide, so I gained 2 positions in the first corner, which is good.
Stint 1 of Dexter. As expected, not everybody kept his nerves on this quite twisty track where it's difficult to overtake. We see the first of many collisions in front of us happening. That's another 2 cars out of the way, which is handy. And I think at that point, we were already in P13 overall. So already 6 places made up.
Further down my stint, lap 6, 2 competitors have been battling for a while. It's quite tricky to overtake on a track like that. One of them goes wide, and on the back straight, the double came to the right. I had quite a good run on the Porsche. For sure, I didn't want to run him off the road into the straight, so took a little bit of a lot of the inside curb there, but managed to clear it out before the fast backhander. Yep, kept it safe.
Here we see Dexter still battling with the Ferrari. They were really going side to side in many parts of the track. This is what we see here. The Porsche gets involved as well and basically has the advantage down the straight. Dexter very cleverly uses his side draft plus the slipstream of the car in front and managed to get at least same height again, like car next to car. And so the guy eventually pulls out from the inside, which was very clever, I think.
Lap 10, somehow gone back to another position. I think my competitor got past me, so I thought it was time to hunt him down. But one of the pro cars that was sort of spun early in the race now joined the sort of dogfight. And into corner 2, He looked like he went really wide, so I thought I could take advantage. He decided he wanted to be in the middle of the corner, and we basically had a T1 crash. I think that was pretty much the end of my stint.
The race ended much earlier than hoped. Dexter Müller was fighting his way through the field and making up positions when an unfortunate incident forced him to retire. A tough blow for both Dexter and the team. Now it's back to the garage to repair the car, regroup and prepare for another shot tomorrow.
By the end of the race, the competing car obviously got a 5-second penalty, I think, for the incident. We went sort of back and forth, but I don't think it's necessarily somebody's fault because he's obviously racing as well. The natural reaction is to, try and get back into the rhythm as soon as possible. I would assume if you've gone wide and you've just overtaken somebody, that you would assume that somebody might be there, but you can't really fault somebody. Obviously, you don't do things like that on purpose. But yeah, it seems like he had a few incidents throughout the race, but that one put us out of the race, unfortunately.
Now it's time for race 2. Yannick Mettler delivered an outstanding qualifying performance on this morning, spending much of the session at the very top of the timing sheets. In the end, he secured P3 overall and P1 in the Pro-Am category, putting CBRX in a strong position for the race ahead. The stage is set. Can the Swiss team turn this opportunity into another podium finish?
We're racing for the second time this weekend, and already dramas at the rear of the field.
Okay, so fresh day, Sunday race day. We had a good qualifying again. Started from the third row. My main task here was to not fuck this up and keep our good position to set the base for a successful race. And that's pretty much what worked out. I was quite happy about that. Also my first race start actually here around Misano, so always a bit of an unknown as well. It worked really well. Couldn't really ask for more. Kept my position and was right at the bumper of the Ferrari. So yeah, everything smooth up to here.
So this is the first lap into the hairpin. Still following the two Ferraris. Mercedes still trying to creep up on him. I think it's Baumann and a little bit of rubbing action. A little bit of rubbing action there. Yeah, I mean, we used to be teammates, but this is Yannick showing that we're no longer teammates by pushing him off the road. But we like Baumann, so it's all okay. But yeah.
What should have been a promising race once again ended in disappointment. After a strong opening stint from Yannick Mettler, technical issues caused by the damage sustained in Saturday's accident began to appear. Smoke from the car forced the team to retire at the end of Yannick's stint. A bitter setback for the highly motivated CBRX crew. But despite the frustration, the focus is already on the future. The team will learn from this weekend, come back stronger, and do everything possible to turn the pace they have shown into results at the next round.
We unfortunately weren't very successful in Spa. If you watched the last episode, we thought Misano was going to be a little bit better. It was. I think everything was quite good. We were in a good pace. Unfortunately, we had one big incident that kind of hindered us 2 times in a row. To our sponsors who like us very much. We obviously don't want it that way, but we're gonna make it up to you, and we'll make it right. 2 for 2. It doesn't get any worse than that, so hopefully it's all uphill from now.
Yannick, congratulations. I heard you are getting married. And as you know, we will go wild tonight for the bachelor party.
Boys go wild.
We definitely will. Yeah, we definitely will. I think after this weekend, it's time for a bit of a break from racing. We'll bounce back stronger soon. Now it's time to go and get married, and enjoy some other things in life, and then get out of this uncomfortable seating position first of all, and then come back and everybody.
All right.